Hey everybody, this is Tracy here for another edition of A View from Tracy's Point, and we are here to recap Married to Medicine Season 5, Episode 2, which was titled Breakdown or Breakthrough. So the arguing continues from last week's episode where Simone had too much tequila and ruined Contessa's apology party. So Toya says that she wants to blame it on the alcohol or the cheap alcohol. That's what she said. It was that Alizé that got everybody acting the fool. So Simone tries to act like it wasn't her intention to start a fight, but everyone calls BS. Mariah said that Heavenly can't accept a pretty woman being nice to her, which I thought was kind of conceited. And Jackie takes Heavenly off to the side, and as they're walking away, Heavenly says, Simone knew what she was doing. She started all of this mess, and Jackie had to agree. And then I think was it Cecil or Eugene? But one of them basically told Simone that she was wrong and that she was the one that, created all the drama and that everything was her fault. And Contessa and her husband was just sitting there like, dang, these Negroes that came up in our house and just showed the hell out like this. Like, she was sitting there like first she got to deal with Miss Renee disrespecting her. Now she got to deal with these so-called professionals, these doctors acting the fool up in her house. So because Tessa steps in and tries to explain to Mariah, who's sitting there acting like, what did I do? What did I do? I didn't do anything wrong. So Contessa tells her that what the women are trying to say is that everybody apologized, but she can't apologize for when she's done something wrong, and that's why they can't move forward. So, Mariah's still sitting there talking about, well, I did apologize. So they roll back the film, and we see that Mariah did not apologize. She said that she forgave all the women in the group for the way they had treated her, and then she hoped that one day they could all forgive her for things that she's done, but she never said she was sorry, never admitted that she did anything wrong. So then Toya says, okay, well, come on, let's go inside. So she gets Mariah. As Mariah goes into the bathroom, no, before they got up and walked away, Toya said she apologized to everybody, and I don't know why you guys can't accept her apology, but we all know that Mariah did not apologize, Toya. That's why they can't accept it. So Toya gets Mariah and takes her into the bathroom, and so Mariah's like, I don't know why, these women just refuse to be my friend. They keep treating me in a kind of way, why they want to, be kind to me and all this other stuff. So now she was talking trash when she went into that bathroom. But then when Toya comes out of the bathroom to go tell the other ladies that Mariah is really upset, she's like, she's in the bathroom and she's just crying. And I'm just like, really, Toya? Was she crying in the bathroom like she apologized when y'all was in New Orleans? Because you see and hear what you want to see and hear when it comes to Mariah. So as they were like cleaning up, when they done threw all the furniture over and stuff, so they were cleaning up, and then all of a sudden a storm moved in. And Contessa was like, well, what else could go wrong? So she just told them, leave everything where it's at. Y'all got to get the hell up out of my house. She was like, I just want y'all gone. And so afterwards, her and her husband was talking about like, dang, that storm just came out of nowhere. And her husband said, well, maybe that was God intervening to say enough is enough. And I don't know if Contessa gonna make it on this show, because she looked like she ain't got time for this drama that's going on. So, she told him to get on out of the house and leave her alone. And so her and her husband was saying that, the women are just so childish and they can't believe that, these are doctors acting this way. And then they started talking about Miss Renee, and we learned that Miss Renee cusses Contessa out quite often and quits a lot of times. But this was the first time that she's been gone for a week, and Contessa is concerned. I'm thinking the only thing you need to be concerned about, Contessa, is getting a locksmith to change the locks on your doors, because Miss Renee couldn't come back to my house after she talked to me the way that she has been talking to you. Then I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, she was talking to her husband, like the husband was basically trying to low-key tell her that it's time for Miss Renee to go and don't be trying to pacify her and bring her back. But Contessa was sitting there talking about, when she comes back this time, we have to set some ground rules. I'm like, write that heifer a 2-week severance check and send her on her way. Like, what ground rules do y'all need to be writing when somebody just disrespecting you like that? And then she kept saying that, by her mother passing away, and Miss Renee is like a mother figure to her. And I'm sitting there like, honey, now you say your mama was a good woman, and we know that your mom passed away from cancer. Don't tarnish your mother's memory by saying that Miss Renee is the replacement. And I am quite sure that there are some agencies out there that you could call that will send you some help for them kids. Get one of them women from, because my cousin used to play Major League Baseball, and him and his wife used to have this African lady that used to take care of their kids. When you call the agency, get somebody that's from Haiti or somewhere. Don't hire none of these American women. Get you one of them nice ladies from Haiti or Africa or somewhere, who know how to take care of kids, who know their place, who ain't going to be disrespecting you and talking to you any kind of way, Contessa. So then we move over to Heavenly's old house. This is after the uproar and everything, and Heavenly trying to be all sweet to Dr. Damon, because she knows she messed up. And so he basically is like trying to explain to her that, she out of order and she needs to check herself, and she can't be out in public embarrassing herself like that. But Heavenly keeps cutting him off with her, talking about her spiritual journey, and she's a work in progress. And I'm going to need Heavenly to stop lying on God, because see, God ain't got nothing to do with the way Heavenly is acting, and she need to cut it out. We need Jewel Taker to come on back and get some straightening and let Heavenly know that it's time out for the foolishness. And Dr. Damon, he just looking at her like she crazy. And so she was telling me, I wish I could be like you. I wish I could be monotone, talk to people in a monotone voice. And so he said, I don't talk in a monotone voice. I'm just calm. I don't, let situations get me riled up and upset. And he said, and Dr. Jackie is the same way. Like, you will never see her out in public acting like that. So then Heavenly changed the subject and said something about she was going to give him a bath, or could he come wash her back. I know they was going in there to get in the bathtub and do something. But when he was acting like he was going to get him some sex, she let him know, no, you need to go on and do what Eugene is over doing. And I'm just like, I just don't need these visuals of these men jacking off because they women won't get them no sex. That is just crazy. So Simone and Mariah, they meet for dinner, to air things out. And Simone, she coming in thinking that she about to order her some wine and some salad and all this, but she ain't put her pocketbook down good. And Mariah was like, what was that all about? Like, what was going on at that party? And so Mariah wasn't there for the pleasantry. She wanted to know why Simone set her up like that. So Simone points out that Mariah said that she forgave everybody, but she never asked them, and that she asked them to forgive her, but she never apologized. And so she was trying to get Mariah to understand, the difference in what she said and what the women were looking for. But Mariah flipped that conversation real quick, and by the end of the scene, Simone was like, okay, well, good, girl, we're going to work it out. And I'm saying, well, dang, Mariah still didn't apologize. She just playing y'all for fools. So anyway, Simone got back home, and so her and Cecil started discussing that $25,000 that he took out the bank to get that app, or to invest in that app. And so the name of the app is Kid Zone. And what it does is, like, if you have chores around your house that you want to get done, then you go on this app, and then kids that are in the neighborhood who want to earn some extra money, then they respond. So like the Uber, like you sent out the call that you need an Uber driver, and whoever's in the area can come pick you up. So that's sort of what that is. And I'm just thinking that it sounds like a good idea in theory, but there's probably a lot of legal ramifications, because what if your child end up going to the house of a sexual predator, or your child get hit by a car on the way these people's houses? Like, what if something happens, or your kid steals from somebody, or your kids damage somebody's property? Who is liable for those damages? Or can the homeowners be sued if something happened to the kids? And can the homeowner sue the kids' parents if their property is damaged or something happens? So I did a Google search and I couldn't find nothing on Kids Zone. So if y'all know if the app is up and running, let me know down in the comments. So anyway, Simone was basically telling him that you can't be taking money out the bank account without my permission and without talking to me. And Cecil let her know that the reason he did it was because he knew she was going to be against it. She was going to tell him no, he couldn't use the money. So he decided it was important enough to just go ahead and take the chance for her being mad, and hopefully she get over it once it turned out to be a success. So then Simone asked him, well, how much interest did this $25,000 get us? And Cecil said he got them 16% share in the company. And Simone was looking at him like, 16 what? $25,000? We better be like some 50 owners in this doggone company. But what, that come out to about what, 200 some $1,000 total that the people needed to get the app up and running. So I hope Cecil gets a good return on his investment. But I don't know. I just think that there's too much liability involved with this for this product to be a success. So then we move over to Jackie and Curtis, and Jackie's still sitting at that computer, y'all. She's still doing them charts. And I'm thinking, how many clients do Jackie have that she got to be doing charts all the doggone time? And why is she doing the charts? Why is there not somebody in her office doing the charts? Because I don't think my doctor be going home with a computer entering information into the computer, because that's what he got. All them, my doctor, he ain't even my doctor no more. I can't even claim the man because I ain't been there in about 2.5 years, because I swore to God in heaven that I was not going back up there to that office. And I love him to death. His name is Dr. Guerriere, and he's from Haiti, and just a wonderful doctor himself. But his staff is atrocious. He has a horrible staff, and they just make it so hard to be up in there. But it's enough of them up in there that I would like to believe that once we come through that office and he write that stuff up in our folder or our file, that one of them women is responsible for entering that stuff in the computer. So I don't know why Jackie is pretending like she has all this doggone work to do. But anyway, there was a blown light bulb in the house, and I guess that's why she called Curtis. So Curtis came over with some lettuce, y'all. Some lettuce, and somebody on Twitter said it was a rotisserie chicken from Publix. Now, I don't know where the chicken came from, because when I looked at the TV, the lettuce was already in the bowl and the chicken was already on the plate. But it probably was Publix, because I told y'all about Publix and the doggone rotisserie chickens. They got the mojo, the lemon pepper, the barbecue. All of it tastes good. I love all of their chickens. So they sit down and they get to talking, and Jackie's talking about how she missed, she didn't realize how much Curtis does around the house because the light had blown and she didn't know how to get up there and change the light bulb. So Curtis got up and went out in the garage to get the ladder and the step ladder, and she was like, well, how did you know where that was? And he said, well, it's in the garage, but the only time you go in the garage just when you get in your car to leave. Like, you don't know where nothing is. You don't know what's going on around this house because you got your face in that computer reading them charts. So they, she picked over her lettuce, and he had his chicken and lettuce. And then after he changed that light bulb, Dr. Jackie was pretty much done with him. So she had to just use him to come over there so she could get him to change the light. I said, okay, we ain't gonna keep doing this with y'all. We not gonna keep listening to Curtis apologize and Jackie sitting there, like she the queen bee and she has no. Well, y'all know my feelings on the whole situation, so I ain't even getting ready to talk about this. Jackie ate that piece of lettuce and told Curtis to get on down the road and maybe they can see each other again soon. I was like, Jackie, you gonna keep on with the keep on, and whoever that woman is that y'all had been hired to go on that trip with Curtis, she gonna mess around here and be with Curtis for real, because I really don't think that if Curtis did cheat on Jackie, he just did it, to get her attention. But the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking that Jackie needed a storyline. And this was the storyline. And they hired that woman to go on that trip or be seen with him at that airport. Because did we see any frontal pictures of the woman? Do we know what the woman looked like? Did we see any pictures of them when they was over there, in wherever they went on the trip? Do we know where they went on the trip? So, bravo, we gonna need y'all to stop playing with us. And I'm kind of thinking that, once they move you to Friday night, that's kind of like the death of it all. And then we was seeing the repeat on Sundays, but now they got that new show, To Rome for Love, which I'm recapping that also. So I recapped the introduction video. You guys can check it out. I don't know, Married to Medicine, they might be on their last leg, but we'll just have to wait and see. Because we don't check them out on Friday night, we probably ain't going to see the repeat when it come back on. I forgot to mention this when I was talking about Simone. So remember last week, I totally forgot to tell you guys in my recap from the episode before about the little lady that came. The lady brought her daughter in, and the daughter is a dwarf, or I don't know what the technical term is. I went to school with a girl named Deborah who we called them dwarfs back then. She was okay being a dwarf, but I don't think you're supposed to call them that, and I don't think you're supposed to use the term midget. Is it little person? Well, Henrietta is a little person, but she's a big little person, and like when you're looking at her in the face, you don't know I don't know how small she was, but anyway, Henrietta mama brought her to Simone last week and was saying that, she was 21 years old. It was time for her well woman's visit. And so Simone asked the mother to leave so she could talk to the girl. And so based on the conversation they were having, it seemed to me that Henrietta maybe done met some man that she want to give her stuff to, but she don't want to get pregnant. And she really, really want to ask Simone for some birth control pills, but she don't know how to come on out with it, even though Simone kept giving her the opportunity to share whatever she wanted to share with her. And this episode, Henrietta was back and they was getting ready to do the pap smear and all that, but the mama was in the room with them. And so Henrietta couldn't really, ask for the birth control pills like she wanted to. But what I thought was so interesting about that was I remember when I took my oldest daughter for her well woman visit, her first well woman visit. And I think she probably was about 19 or 20. And I left the room. And then later on, I overheard her telling somebody, this was probably like a year later, she was telling one of my nieces or something how that was like such a traumatic experience for her. And she couldn't believe that I left her in the room by her. Well, she wasn't by herself. The nurse was in there and the doctor was in there. But I never really thought about it that way, because I'm trying to think, when I went for my first, when I used to go to the doctor, my dad used to take us to the doctor. And I don't think my dad was in there. Well, no, because I can't even remember my first pap smear, but I know I've always had male doctors, and so I didn't think anything of it. But my daughter, she said that traumatized her, so I feel so bad as a mother. So people was talking about Henrietta's mama being in there with her, but I applaud her for staying, because I sure left my baby in there, and she said that she had no idea what was about to happen to her. Like, she didn't know that she had, spread her legs in front of the doctor, and this other, the nurse was in there, that he was going to be sticking stuff all up in her. So I failed at that point. And then when my youngest daughter, she was like, "Child, I need you in here gone. Why don't you look at all up? This is embarrassing enough without you being in here." So kids are different. They need different things. We go back to Heavenly, and she's taking Alora to see a vocal coach. And of course, Bravo has this one lady on payroll, that's Miss Jan Smith, because remember, she is every reality star's vocal coach. And she was the one that told Kim Zolciak that she could sing. And we ended up with that Tardy for the Party song that Candy wrote for her. So she got Laura laying on the floor and breathing in and out, and Laura wheezing. And I'm like, well, how the girl gonna sing if she can't even get her breathing pattern right? And so then she stood her up, and I think she got down on the floor with her, and then she got up and she was pressing her and in the stomach and telling her to breathe and stuff. And so, of course, Helen getting concerned, like, what you doing to my daughter? Like, I could do this to my daughter. What we need you for? But then when Miss Jan said that she thought that Alora had some promise, then all of a sudden Helen changed her tune. Was talking about, well, I'm a dentist. I don't know nothing about vocals and all of that. So let this lady do her job. So Miss Jan gonna be on. She got her another season on Bravo. So she gonna be working with Alora. So then we go over to Toya's house, and she okay, Toya had on her sexy negligee that she done went to the lingerie shop with Quad, and Quad done picked out for her and told her what to do. So when Eugene gets home with his scrubs on from the emergency room, she got him all up in the bed. Just like the man just came from the hospital. Do you know how many viruses and fungus and bacteria could be in them clothes? Like he should have took a shower at the hospital and changed clothes before he came home. But she got him all in the bed and got the strawberries and the whipped cream and the champagne. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, my first book, which is called He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not, I wrote that book in 1998. I didn't publish it till 2008, but I wrote it in 1998. And there is a scene in that book that was very similar to that one with Toya and Dr. Eugene. The only difference is my character, Khadijah, she got her some. But Toya didn't get her none. Because after she had done fed him them strawberries and they drank that champagne, he was like, dang, Toya. Oh, she had a dog collar also, but he wasn't feeling the dog collar. But he was like, dang, Toya, can I go take a shower? Can I change out my clothes? And I'm just sitting there like... No. None of this is working for me. This is not working at all. Who have some good loves? Maybe they need to go over there and visit Candy, because don't Candy have like the toy store and all that stuff and the dungeon in the house and everything? Maybe Toya can get some tips from Candy on what to do about her man, because she definitely shouldn't be taking no tips from Quad, considering what Quad marriage is looking like. And then that's how the show wrapped up, was with Dr. G and Quad. So Dr. G comes in and Quad in the kitchen and she cooking and he talking about how good everything smelled, and she had some lamb chops in a pan that was looking all dried out and everything, and now no juice, no gravy. Well, it turns out that they used to do a relationship counseling group, and they hadn't been doing it in a while, so she decided that it was time to get everybody back together, because that's who she was cooking that food for. So Dr. G should have known better that she wasn't in there cooking for him. So they so the other people finally arrive, and Quad is giving her welcome speech when Dr. G gets a phone call. So he's sitting there taking the phone call in front of everybody, and then I guess he realized he was being rude. So he was like, excuse me, he gets up and he walks out the room. So then, Quad was like, see, that, that's part of the problem. I realize I'm number 2 in his life and that his job is number 1. And I've come to accept that. So then Dr. G come back and he's like, I apologize for that. He's like, where were we in the conversation? So then, Quad repeats what she said about how she knows she's number 2 in his life. And he's like, no, you're not. You're number 1 in my life. And she was like, oh, no, because if I was number 1, you wouldn't have took that phone call. So, she just always looking for the opportunity to try and make this man look bad in front of other people. So then she goes into this long, drawn-out monologue And I said on Twitter that Quad that like that she had to rehearse that Easter speech and rehearsed it until she had the perfect audience to listen to her give her Easter speech. But one of the guys cut her off, and he was like, "No, that's not what we getting ready to do right now." So she was like, "Oh." So, he realized that Dr. G was like fighting back what he really wanted to say to Quad. And so he was like, I could see some emotions churning in him. And so, let's just take a moment and step back for a second. So then Quad goes back into, her acting mode again. So then she was like, Sean, I'm just empty. I'm just emotionally empty. There's nothing else there. I don't know what to do. And so Dr. G was sitting there like, say the drama for somebody else, like he was over Quad in that moment. And I got to thinking in that moment, does Dr. G know about that truck yet? Like, did Quad bring the truck home? Is the truck getting some more work done to it? Or was the truck just a prop? And they don't forget about that episode where she went and bought that truck? Because we ain't heard nothing else about the truck and we ain't seen the truck. Toya ain't mentioned that doggone truck. And it's like, okay, so they getting real messy right now. Then Dr. G, he admits that when he met Quad, he wasn't trying to share anything with her or anybody else because he had worked hard to get, what he had. But then when he started falling in love with Quad, he started to change for her, and then he wanted to share what he had. So Quad up there, I don't want your money. I don't want anything. I want you. I just want to be loved. And like, girl, if that man stopped giving you money and you have access to money, you would be done left him a long time ago. But I think what Quad problem is that she feeling herself. She on that little sorry show over there on TV One, and she still, then she was, there was a scene with her in the doggy clothes. So I guess she tried to fool us that she still got that dog clothing business and that the business is working. I don't know why that just was so random when she was going on about all the stuff that she's done. So by the time it was all over and done with, Quad went to crying and carrying on. Dr. G felt sorry for her. And then he was saying that, we're no longer friends, but we got to get that back. And then he said he was going to try, and she said she was going to try. And then the other people was like, well, this is a good place to stop right here. So they hug it out. And then once again, in the confessional, she's back to playing the victim. And so I'm over Quad and Dr. G. And I thought it was interesting that the other two guys were doing all the talking, but their wives weren't saying that. The wives was just sitting there like, what kind of mess is this? Like, if this girl don't go somewhere and sit down. So I think them wives was feeling like I was feeling like, Quad, ain't nobody got time for you and your foolishness. So guys, that was it for this episode of Married to Medicine. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If there was something I forgot, put that in the comments as well. And rate the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And until the next time, I shall talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.